So I want to start this panel by asking everyone here to briefly introduce yourself and tell us what Golden Age leadership means to you.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Can we give a round of applause to all the organizers and everybody working behind the scenes here? Thank you for bringing us all together. My name is Derek Brose. I'm a journalist, activist, documentary filmmaker, a lot of other titles we could use, but I'm a human being trying to focus on solutions through whatever medium I use, and I got some ideas to share today, but I'm just happy to be here. Thank you guys.
Yeah, Derek, can you tell us really quickly what Golden Age leadership means to you?
Golden Age, I think that really it's just about stepping into your power, or whatever that means for each individual. I know there's going to be a lot of different opinions expressed, and there have been today, on what exactly that means, but I think each individual here listening would know better than any of us up here what a golden age means for you when you're kind of stepping into your higher self, or whatever terms you want to use. I think we all know and recognize when we're on a path that is in alignment with leadership and the higher aims that we have, and you recognize when you're not on it. So for me, Golden Age leadership is when your thoughts and words and actions are in alignment.
My name is Kaya Lee, and I am a medicine woman, wisdom keeper, founder of a breathwork academy called Sacred Breath Academy, also founder of a feminine mystery school, and most recently, an initiator of New Paradigm Leadership and what it actually means to embody that in real time. I know many of you caught my talk earlier this morning on that, but to really sum what Golden Age leadership is to me is an opportunity to actualize the full potential of humanity and allow people to step forth into their spiritual gifts and embody them in a human way. And it's a flowering of potential, of art, of beauty, of creation, of the majesty of what's possible when we come together in heart, mind, and spirit coherence. And it's also an opportunity to unify intention and really remember our infinite creative origin. It's to detox and decondition the fear, the programming, the viruses and parasites that run through our being that tell us to live in states of fear, of contraction, of scarcity, of not enoughness, and to really stand in our infinitude and magnitude as conscious creators here to actualize a heaven on earth reality.
Woo!
Casual.
Super casual. Nice act to follow. My name is Noor Kawa, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you dearly for having me here. I am the co-founder of an organization called Unified We Stand. I work in the corporate world with Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies, training their executive suite. So I'm a leadership trainer and consultant for growth and to help their businesses scale up. I also bring spirituality into the corporate world. That's my day job. In the Miami community, some of you may have come to my women's circles or the work that I do on the masculine and feminine. I do a lot of work around the masculine and feminine. What is leadership in the golden age? If I summarized it, it's everything both of them have already said, and it's been explained, I think, exceptionally well already. It's for you to know who you are. It's for you to be you as you, grounded, rooted, connected to source, magnified into the greatness and excellence of what you are, and supporting everybody else to do it. This is no longer just about me or I or the one by itself, a individual by themselves. It is about all of us, and it is about, in Unified We Stand, we have a saying, it's no longer us versus them, it's us for we and we for us. And it's really cultivating this us and this we, but first from knowing who you are and rooting who you are in order to be together in unity, in community, in the excellence and divinity that we are. So that's what I think leadership is in the Golden Age.
Thank you. Wow, very good. So interesting how we can be so different. Such different views of what that question. Yeah, my name is Stephen Brooks, and I grew up right here in Miami, and I've been down in Costa Rica for the past 28 years. I am an ethnobotanist, first and foremost, which is the study of the relationship between humans and plants. And I'm obsessed with plants. As I was backstage, I was just like stalking my plant crush. His name is Joe Hewitt. He's in Hawaii, and he just has me blown away, even the things I just saw. But I'd say more than anything, I've just really been learning to listen to plants and remembering that language and really trying to translate that into the human experience. And I've been avidly collecting useful plants, and I just feel like what the message that I've just been receiving is how can we merge where we live with the plants we use. It doesn't have to be so separate where we live over there and the plants come from over here and the food, and we can merge that. And so yeah, that's what I feel really passionate about, and I've been doing a lot of interesting work in Costa Rica, which I'll talk about at 6:45, I believe. And yeah, leadership in the golden age. I know it might just sound cliche, but it's like really just listening to the plants and stop trying to force things and stop trying to think that we're in control and in charge, because we are far from that. And yeah, I just want to remind everybody to just listen, tune in to their beautiful message.
I won't introduce myself again, but Charles Eisenstein. And just to pick up on what Stephen was saying, about not needing to be in charge, and what does leadership look like then? And I would say maybe it is to direct the vision of others towards something that you have seen that wants to be born in this world. And then to create opportunities for others to give their gifts toward the birth of that possibility.
Thank you, everyone, for those great answers and introductions. We have an illustrious panel, very diverse, and I'm very excited to dive in here. We're going to talk about a lot of qualities of leadership. But first, I want to really cement in a question in a short answer. What is this golden age that we're building to you? First, what are we striving for? And then let's talk about the leadership qualities it'll take to bring this vision forth.
So for me, what a golden age would look like would probably be closer to what Charles was just saying, with no one in charge. I'm the resident anarchist on the panel. Any other anarchists in this room? Yeah, so I like to give as much power to the people as possible and remove obstacles, whatever those may be. Again, I don't think any of us know what it's going to be like for other people. And I think maybe that's kind of the problem, is us trying to tell other people what 2030 or whatever the future is going to look like, instead of empowering people to create the world that they want and seeing how we can co-create that together and see, how our visions might meld or even oppose each other, and what that world could look like. I think so much of the problems we have right now are because of people who think they can centrally plan society and centrally plan the future of humanity, like people are trying to do right now. So for me, I can't really tell you what it would look like. I know what the intentional community that I'm building will look like and what those principles are like, but that might not be what aligns with some of your visions, right? So to me, that golden age, that future world that I'm ascribing to, is a plurality of all kinds of different ways of organizing and ways of living, and trying to find harmony within that. And it's a struggle, but I think it's probably the most important thing that we can do, instead of trying to force our ideas on other people. I think there was a second question, or was that it?
That's it right now.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Derek. The question is, what does the golden age that we need leadership to build into look like? Not leadership, what does the golden age look like that we're building towards? No, no, no. What does leadership look like in the golden age? This is what does that golden age look like?
Okay, so maybe I answered it already, but I will elaborate. So what I hear when this question is asked is honoring the interconnectivity of all beings and living in more of a holistic harmony. And so some of the principles of that is living in earth reverence. The indigenous talk a lot about walking in the beauty way or walking softly upon the earth, really honoring all life forms. And this is not something that is evident within our current trajectory. So how can we really honor and steward this planet in a way of reverence and in a way of honoring all of our biodiversity, our sensitive ecosystems, just really stewarding and protecting this planet in a way of regeneration and permaculture and biodiversity. And I see a restoration of Gaia, of Mother Earth. I see a return of feminine wisdom onto this planet. And this is something that is reviving within the hearts of all beings as we move out of the conditioning of the last 2,000 years. I see an honoring of the feminine principle, and a lot of times we think this is something that's specific only to women, but it's not. I see this as a principle that's asking to be resurrected in every single human being, and that feminine principle asks us to really steward that, like we talked about, the reverence, the harmony, the intentionality, allowing intuition and internal wisdom to lead, and really coming back into right relationship in self and in community, and honoring all beings on this planet in a completely different way. And our current leaders show very little earth reverence. And so I see, something that's akin to the rainbow prophecy, where all of these different groups can come together in a shared vision for this earth. It doesn't mean that we all have to be homogenized, just like the brother here was saying, everyone has a different vision or a different interpretation of what that looks like, but we can hold the overarching vision of earth reverence and planetary stewardship in a way that honors life and no longer destroys life. So I see that revival of matriarchal and feminine wisdom and revival of earth reverence and planetary stewardship.